Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time to dive back into the Vive. Once again we find ourselves in Soundstage. It actually has received another update and this one is just great. Now there's two things I want to do in this video. I want to show you about the new features that I'm particularly fond of, and after that we're also gonna have our first little drum session. I'm gonna try to set up a drum just with these guys here and a couple of tapes, and we shall see what we can do with that. So with that out of the way, let's dive into the new features. First of all, the tapes. So many new samples have been added, let me tell you guys. We have some acoustic instruments, as you can see. You can now actually also hover over it to hear the sample. Now this is amazing. Unfortunately there are not too many notes just yet. From what I can see there's just the A or so with different instruments. So that is great. One thing I have to figure out is how to actually change these into various notes. Maybe that is a feature that is going to be added, or maybe you have to do it with one of these machines. I have no idea. Well, machines. It's more like gadgets, but you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm gonna set up my tapes right here, because there's one thing I definitely want to show you, something new, and that is the recordings section. Look at that. You can actually make your own samples now. So that is exactly what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna grab myself, let's say, a keyboard. Yeah, we're gonna place that right here. Furthermore, we're gonna need a recorder, which is another thing that has been completely revamped. This is basically a new instrument here. Now what we can do with this bad boy is set the time that we want to record, and you of course just set the time where your recording fits in. For instance, my example would be less than 10 seconds, so we set that up. Now on the top you can see there are new inputs. Here we have a trigger, a record trigger, a play trigger and a rewind trigger. This is just amazing. This is the best thing and just the feature that I needed for this. Now, during my preparations for this episode, I kind of felt like the piano is a little bit out of tune. It just doesn't sound right if you do something that would normally sound nice on a real piano. So that is one thing I hope is gonna be fixed very soon. However, we're still gonna set up a little section, a little sample for you guys so you can see how everything works together. Now, first things first, we want a sequencer, because we want to set this up to have the exact amount of beats that we need, I guess, or just, you know, a little reference frame on where we have to start our recording. So, from the tape section, we're gonna have a look into drums. There we go, and I just need something to indicate. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the normal hi-hat here, and I'm gonna put this into a sampler. There we go. Then we're gonna hook this up to the first line here. So this is going to give me a nice beat that I can play with and, you know, steer my recording speed. Also, I want to set this to maybe 100 or so. That seems to be a good measurement. Okay, now that we've done that, I would say we're actually going to expand this slightly. I at least need double the length. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beats. Okay, I can do something with that. Actually, observing this is not quite enough. We need double the length. So let me set this up. There we go. Now we have 16 beats. That should be enough for my pattern, and it's still below 10 seconds, I would assume. So that is a good thing. Okay, the next thing I want to do is record a very simple bass pattern, something like sounds simple enough. I think that fits exactly into our thingy-majingy. So what I want to do is bring this over here, and we want to hook up the trigger record button to this guy here. Now, of course, we want to trigger it exactly when it is going right here. So this would be the trigger, and as soon as we are over there, it will start the recording, as you see. Of course, right now we have no instrument hooked up, so that doesn't really make any sense at all. Okay, great. Now that we have that, it's time to set the piano as an input right here, and of course this cable stuff is going to disappear. I just need this recorder in order to create a tape. Okay, so now we have the trigger and we also have the source of the sound. Now all we have to do is set this up. I'm gonna wait one more turn so that I have the time to prepare myself. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at this, the recording fitted exactly in these 10 seconds. It doesn't matter if the 10 seconds would be slightly longer than your actual recording, because we're gonna use a trigger to trigger this tape here. So, the next step would be to actually click this button and you can see it has been saved. Let's have a look into our recordings here, and there we go. This is the recording that we have just recorded, and we can put this into a sample and actually hook it up to this guy. There we go. Now it should be triggering right now. There we go, you saw it started. And this way you can now sync up all of your sounds with the sequencer. This is just amazing. Isn't that just amazing? I love it actually. Okay, now for the next recording I want to go a little bit higher, and we want to see if we can make a voice, a melody that kind of fits this pattern. Okay guys, I think I found something, but because the piano is just a teensy bit out of tune, it sounds weird. Listen. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do it, and we are just, you know, if you have a crazy ear and hear these slight nuances that make it sound not so good, then just try to ignore it. Anyways, it's time to shut this off for the time being, and we do not, or actually we do want to record something new. So I'm going to kill this recording here. Let's make sure we're going back to the beginning. Is it gone? Yeah, there we go. It is actually gone. Then we are gonna need to set up a new trigger right here and hook this up to our trigger functionality, and that should allow us to record this new pattern. Let's do it. Okay, get ready. Perfect. Okay, that should be good. We're gonna unhook this guy. There we go, and save this recording as well. It should be appearing right here. Yeah, it is actually already there. Put it into the sample and right there, and we should be golden now. Okay, there we go. We got our silence. Now, do we need this thingy-majingy still? I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna leave it there for the time being, but what we can do is get rid of this recorder and also the piano, because now we want to set up a... Come on, get out of the way! There we go. As I wanted to say, now we want to set up a basic drum kit and kind of play a beat above this pattern. I mean, it's not the greatest pattern, I know, but I can only create the real complex music once the piano is really, really spot on. Okay guys, let's do this. We're gonna have a look into the drum section, and of course I'm going to need this tape right here. So actually let's get this out of the way. This is one of my first things that we're gonna need, a hi-hat. We're also gonna need a snare, we're gonna need a splash or whatever the heck it's called, and we're gonna need a bunch of toms. Let's see, oh man, we're gonna need so many things. Ah yeah, a crash, it's called a crash. No, what did I call it? I totally forgot. Okay, let's set up a couple of drum things. The first thing I want to hook up is this hi-hat. There we go. The output, yeah, does that work? Ah, beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna put this kind of behind here, and my hi-hat, I guess, yeah, that should be there. That should be good. Okay, next up, we're gonna have a crash. No, not this one. No. Yeah, I think this one might actually do the trick. We're gonna take this guy, put it into a sampler, and then we're gonna need another drum, hook this guy up here, put this behind, and there we go. Where is this gonna go? Maybe up there. Okay, next up, we're gonna need a snare right here. Where do we have snares? Let's see. Ah, there we go. That sounds good. The snare one is the guy that I'm gonna take and hook up to this one. Then we're gonna need a kick or something, you know, what you would usually do with your foot, but of course we will have to do it with our hands, unfortunately. So that would be a kick. Yeah, we're gonna go with the first kick as well. Sounds good. I hope this sounds good in the recording as well. There we go. The kick. Oh man, that would usually be here. I think I'm gonna just have it there. You know, something along these lines. So let's see if we can do a normal beat already. Yeah. Oh man, I will have to get used to that, not doing it with my foot. How does that sound? Okay. Ah, yeah, well, we need more drums. Let's see. We need one here. And this is gonna be our tom 1. There we go. Hook this up. Then we're gonna need yet another one here. That is gonna be our tom 2. Beautiful. And then we need one more, which is gonna be this tom, I guess. So there we go. That should be the last one. Beautiful. Let's test it out. Oh no, I have it the other way around. This should be like here and there. Oh my gosh, all the cables. This one doesn't sound so loud. Maybe we can pimp it up a little bit. Oh, of course, it's not this one anymore. It's actually behind here. Oh my gosh, where the heck is it? I think it's this one here. There we go. I pimped it up a little bit. It's good enough, good enough. Okay, okay, let's see. This would be normally my foot here. But I'm sure we can do something nice with it. Let me actually try a little break here. Oh my gosh, it's really hard because you don't have the feedback. It would be great if the controllers would vibrate as soon as you touch them, because sometimes it's really hard to judge when you are actually doing the sound. But it's nicely done. Ah man, so hard. It's really hard. It's not that easy, guys. Anyways, let's try to do it with the music here. Oh man, this is really hard. I have to watch this thing here. This feels weird. I have to activate this thing again. It doesn't feel like we are quite in the beat. Okay, I can hear it now. Ah, it's not easy. Oh man, especially the breaks are really hard. But it is definitely a lot of fun, guys. Don't judge me before you've done this. Oh man, I hit my headphones there. Oh guys, this is really exhausting. It is too hot for this. I think it's just simply too hot to do this for longer than, I don't know, what are we at? 25 minutes probably. But hopefully the next time, with the next update, we're gonna have an even better version of this Soundstage app. I am sure I'm gonna load up more videos of this. I just need the ability to input my own music through the piano or maybe other instruments that say something to me. I mean, for instance, this thing is not reliable. I mean, you can do cool effects with that, but it is not really, you know, for the fine-tuning. And the piano just needs to be extremely exact, and once that is the case, we're gonna make a lot more complex music and hopefully have a lot more fun with our own samples and our own long-lasting and great music. Basically, we can have recordings up to 5 minutes, guys. But yeah, with that out of the way, I would say we're gonna wrap up the episode. I sure hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm gonna catch you in the next one.
Woo!